Sli Lewis, pleasure to meet you. Here you're a stunt driver on the Transformers Age of Extinction movie. And so I also am aware that you're into parkour, and I'm wondering how one makes the transition from parkour expert to stunt driver.
Wow. You guys have some good intel. Well, as a kid, it wasn't called parkour. We would just say less fortunate to have so many amenities to have fun, so we just go outside and follow each other around. And before, don't touch the floor and try to get all the way across the street without touching the floor. So I've been doing that as a child. Also have an academy in Miami, and then got into motorcycles. Well, I got into bicycles as a child, BMX, and then got into motorcycles. I got tired of pedaling, and then translated that over into a car, into a vehicle. And then that's how the progression, just kept going. So it's like parkour on a bike, then, on a motorcycle, then in the car,
I mean, would you consider that like the next step up, or is it, kind of a simultaneous thing?
It just kind of, everything just kind of happened, the path,
Mm-hmm.
The one above, he just laid that path out for me. I just happened to be walking on it,
Do you consider yourself a car guy?
A car guy. I'm not really a car guy. I'm a BMW guy, but I'm not a car guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, so you're a stunt driver though, but you're not a car guy. I mean,
yeah, I don't know every ins and out of every car.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that. Some guys know like when it was made, who made it, who's the owner. Like I don't
People
know.
like me, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not on that level yet. I'm not that. My memory is not that well. You know what I mean? So I forget. But if you put me in a car, I know this car.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So they're pretty much the same. Once you get to a certain type of car, they pretty much the categories. As far as where the electronics is, Tiptronic, manual, reverse overhead, right hand drive, left hand drive. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm. Do you prefer manual or automatic?
Driving in traffic on the West Coast, I'd rather have an automatic, but to have fun and have more control of the vehicle, manual.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, I mean, if you were recommending people for transmission choice in a new Corvette, you'd recommend a.
I don't know if you've seen that movie Transformers 4. There's a nice little Stingray in there. You might want to get in that and try to, feel the throttle out, feel how much power it has.
Well, I did just earlier, and it was the 6-speed automatic.
Was that you sliding around over in the red? I saw you.
I do what I can. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty decent transmission until the 8-speed comes out next year. But my motto is manual only drives a manual, and so that's what I would recommend Corvette for people.
Okay,
yeah.
I like that.
But I mean, what's your favorite thing about stunt driving?
The favorite thing about stunt driving is that it's never the same. To the naked eye, it may look the same, but it's never the same. You can get in a regular car and they'll say, slide around this corner, and when you come up to this next camera, you have to stop with the back wheel right next to it. And you do it. And then the next time you say, okay, there's gonna be a person in the trunk, there's gonna be a cameraman right next to you, and there's a camera mounted right here, and you have to drive like this now and do the same thing. So there's always different variables thrown at you, so it changes. Like even if you're doing the same thing, your mechanics change. So you're learning on the drop of a dime, you know what I mean? So a lot of things are reaction and reflex from your training.
And how does one get into stunt driving? Because there's a lot of people out there who are wannabe stunt drivers, and they're crashing into people like they shouldn't be doing. And they probably could use some advice.
That actually is a part of stunt driving. A lot of people think stunt driving is just driving real nicely. Sometimes you have to flip a car over. Sometimes you have to go on two wheels. Sometimes you have to look like you don't know how to drive. Like really erratic. So there's different avenues of stunt driving. To become a stunt driver, you have to be serious, and you really have to understand the level of danger that's involved, and be able to control yourself, control the situation, and understand what's going on. Like it looks nice and heroic, but it's also has its danger levels. Okay.
And what is your favorite thing about the new Corvette?
Besides that, I got to drive it in Transformers 4. The Corvette, it has a lot of torque. It has a lot of torque, but it's also controllable. I know Corvettes, that back end, they get loose from you sometimes, but I was able to tame it.
Mm-hmm. Have you driven other Corvettes before the C7 or?
I have. A buddy of mine, Kyle Woods, he used to have a, I don't know what model, see, I'm not a car guy. I don't know what the model was, but he had a manual Corvette, and we would go out and do some stuff. And it was an older model though, like maybe like late 90s or early 2000s, I don't know.
So C4, C5.
I need you around. I need you around.
That's what I'm here for. Well, very cool. Well, Sli, pleasure chatting with you. And yeah, it's been a fun day. And yeah, thanks for your time. Yeah.
You can be a stunt driver. You know the cars.
Maybe one day.
You know the cars,
yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.